I was just on a LinkedIn League group training a few minutes ago, and I built this out, and I need to show this to you guys because it is so crucial to your success or lack thereof on LinkedIn. We are going to reverse engineer exactly what a prospect needs to see from you to book a call with you on LinkedIn. This video, and I'm not exaggerating here, will be the single biggest reason for your success on LinkedIn if you do it right. So sit down, relax, take your notepad out, open up Google Docs, and let's get into it. The 5 things prospects are looking for you to have to trust you and to book a call with you. You follow what's in this video to the T, you will book 40 or more calls a month on LinkedIn, just like we do for our clients. Let's get into it. The first thing prospects look for is you've got to be relevant to their situation. If you are a truck driver and you're reaching out to B2B SaaS companies, where's the relationship there? Where's the connection? How can you help them? But if you're a content marketer who helps B2B SaaS companies with 11 to 50 employees scale up their content engine and make another $50,000, $100,000 a month, okay, there has potential to be interest there, right? You must be relevant to your prospect. The first thing you want to do is make sure your profile lines up with your ideal client. You're using the language they use. You're calling them out directly. You're being specific. You're using revenue numbers or numbers of employees or geographical regions. You're using the different language that they use, right? Different industry slang and terminology. So they know that you are playing their game. You specialize in helping people just like them. That is so important. I can't stress that enough. Next, what you want to do in the actual DMs is drop case studies, sales assets, and foreshadow introductions that help them solve issues. What we do for our client is build up a results database. This is basically a list of 3, 5, 10, 20 similar people that our client has helped get great results. So if you build this up for yourself and you're talking to a prospect and you help someone that's just like them get an amazing result, throw that in the DM conversation. Put their text that they sent you or put a video in there that they recorded you. This does so much to raise trust with your prospect, and you want to talk about a situation that's as similar to the current prospect that you're speaking to. What niche are they in? What service do they provide? What were their pain points? What was the result that you helped them get? The more similar the case study and testimonial you drop in the DMs with your target prospect, the more trust you build, the higher likelihood it is that you are going to book that call. Also, drop sales assets, or you can call them lead magnets, in your DMs. These are PDFs, pre-training videos. They can be notes that you took on a book. Anything that was pre-made, that's relevant to the situation, that you can take and drop into your prospect's DMs that's going to help them solve a real problem, do it. And make sure you're detached from the sale when you do it. If they consume your sales asset and never get back to you, so be it. The more detached you are from the sale, the better. And that's actually something we're going to touch on a little bit later in this video. Next, these two go hand in hand. You want to make authority building observations and give them hyper-specific advice via what do you mean phrases. What is a what do you mean phrase? It's funny because it's meta. A what do you mean phrase is a what do you mean phrase in and of itself. So you have your service offering and you have different unique selling propositions that you've crafted, and you have different words or phrases that you created that you use to describe the strategies that you use in your frameworks. For me, what do you mean phrase is a what do you mean phrase. If you watch my videos or follow me on Twitter or LinkedIn, or you're in my Facebook group, $1 million LinkedIn DM Secrets, which I recommend you get into. If you're not, I'll put the link below here in the description. You know that I use phrases like multi-thread conversation or even authority building observations. I literally have dozens and dozens of these phrases that I drop into my content, into my profile, into my lead magnets and DMs with prospects. And I use these to, number one, pry pain points in the DMs with the prospect. And number two, open up a red carpet in order for me to book a call. Imagine I'm DMing someone on LinkedIn. I have a really great profile and content, but they don't know me yet. We send a couple messages back and forth, and then I ask them, do you use multi-thread conversations in your DMs? They're like, no. What is that? Now I have a red carpet to be able to explain to them exactly what it is, convey myself as someone that's super relevant and valuable to them, and to pitch a call. So here'd be my response. Oh, actually, it's pretty simple. So most people, when they DM on LinkedIn, hard pitch. And that's why they get 2 to 5% reply rate. What you want to do is start a conversation around 2 different threads, business and personal. This shows that you're not just trying to go for the sale. You genuinely care about the prospect. If they're not a good fit for you, you're not going to pressure them into buying. You have social awareness. And it also builds a connection with the prospect. And doing this is why most of my clients and I get about a 20 to 35% reply rate when we go out and DM on LinkedIn. And here comes the call pitch, which is why this is so powerful for you. Actually, I should be available early next week, and I'm down to run you through my strategies. And I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I actually just brought in another agency client that we helped make another $30K a month. He also owned a personal branding agency as well. I'd be willing to run you through the strategy sometime early to mid next week, and if and how I could help you do the same type of thing here on LinkedIn. And here are 2 more things you can do to make yourself relevant to your prospect situation. But we covered this here, so I'm just going to go to thing number 2. A prospect wants to think that you're smart. Surprise, surprise. They want to work with smart people. They want to pay $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month to someone who's high IQ. Okay, so when you're profiling content, you want to keep it sophisticated, but casual and friendly at the same time. There is an intricate balance. If you go to any of my LinkedIn content or my LinkedIn profile, or even just the way that I speak here in my YouTube videos, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching this. I keep a really, objectively, I keep a really good balance of doing that. So you watch my videos, you're like, damn, Ty's smart, but he's also nice and friendly and warm and loving. He doesn't try to use big words like some kind of science professor to try to sound smart. Like, no, this is his authentic self. This is how he sounds. He's casual, friendly, and sophisticated. That's how a prospect wants to see you as. So you want to use sophisticated terminology. Sophisticated terminology is sophisticated terminology in and of itself. Go back here to what do you mean phrases. You can have this be sophisticated terminology where a prospect reads it and you explain its application, and that builds trust with a prospect and makes it that much easier to book a call. Authority building observations is another sophisticated term. Foreshadowing relevant intros and highly relevant are 2 more sophisticated terms that I drop in here in an authentic way that show a prospect, hey, I'm high IQ, I'm smart, I know what I'm talking about, and if we ended up working together, I'm going to know what I'm doing at a very high level. If English is not your native language, you need to have native level English. Your profile, the verbiage that you use needs to flow. You need to spell things right. Your sentences need to read well. You need to sound, again, sophisticated to the reader, to your prospects, or else you're going to lose trust. I don't care that English is not your native language. You don't get that excuse. Prospects aren't going to care. You want to use case studies and testimonials. So the bigger and better the result in the shorter amount of time. So if I help someone make $150,000 in 30 days, that's way more powerful than helping someone make $30,000 in 6 months. So go out and get amazing results for your clients. Take the best results you were able to get and talk about that in your profile, in your content, and in your DMs. The more powerful the result is, the more trust you build with your target clients. Also, you want to showcase worldly knowledge. Man, people don't do this. They don't do any of this in general, but just doing this one thing will separate yourself so much from everyone else. I'm Israeli American. So if you DM me and you talked about falafels or melawach, or you were in Jerusalem one time, or you were in Tel Aviv and you enjoyed the Wailing Wall, or whatever the case may be, showcase your knowledge around my culture, around my geography, around my business and niche as well. And you will earn so many brownie points with me. You will build so much trust with your prospects. So make sure to do this. Real quick, keep watching this video. The next thing I'm going to share here gets prospects absolutely chasing you. So keep watching. The third thing you need to do to reverse engineer your LinkedIn success and what prospects are looking for you to do is having a high EQ. Okay, there's IQ, which is about intelligence, and then there's EQ, which is about emotion, and high social awareness. You want to do this by being non-needy. The more you care about the sale, the more you need to get the sale, the more you really want to book this call and really want to sign this client. It's funny, it's counterintuitive. The more you're going to repel your prospects, the more they're not going to want to book a call with you and not want to sign with you. You're going to erode trust. So if you're detached from the sale and you want it, you definitely want to get the sale. But also, if it doesn't happen, if you get ghosted, if a prospect doesn't reply or they don't sign with you, it's not a big deal. It's fine. Life goes on. You're on to the next one. That's how you want to convey yourself to the prospect. And you do this by cracking jokes and keeping it light. Obviously, don't go crazy to where you're being goofy, but also don't be afraid to crack a joke. Keep it light, keep it humorous. That just shows that you're not too uptight, intense, and are trying to get the sale. Next, you want to mirror what they say. And later on here, I'm going to show you how to mirror someone's energy, but for now, it's just literally mirroring what they say. So if someone says, yeah, I do Google ads for agencies, I'm going to say, oh, nice. You do Google ads for agencies? What kind of agencies? So I'm literally taking their statement, I'm putting it into a question, and then I'm gaining clarity on exactly what it is they do. I'm going deeper into what they said. This, number one, shows that you care about the prospect. And number two, gets them to open up to you. And eventually they're going to talk about a pain point that you can use to go ahead and book a call. Next, you want to reflect on what your prospects say and show that it actually resonates. If a prospect talks about, hey, I tried doing LinkedIn DMs 3 months ago for a month and I spent 50 hours trying and it didn't work, I'm not just going to ask him, okay, so how are you getting clients now? No, I'm going to show him that I genuinely care and that I'm reflecting about what he said. So here's what I'm going to say. Oh, wow. That sucks to hear, man. Wait, you tried LinkedIn DMs for a whole month and you weren't able to book a call? Or like what specifically, what were the results that you were able to get? So I'm mirroring, remember we just went over that, and showing the prospect that what they said resonated with me and that I genuinely care about them. Next, do not be pushy. But there's a balance and you don't want to just have a back and forth to where nothing's happening and nothing's going on. Here's the formula. The more interest they've indicated to you, the less you have to do to get them to reply. I call it throwing rope. The more rope you throw prospects, the more you're giving them to grab onto and reply to you. So if they're like, yeah, let's book a call tomorrow, I'm free, you don't have to send them sales assets and foreshadow introductions and make authority building observations and connect more on a human to human level. No, just send them the link to book a call. But if they gave you an objection, or if they're not replying to you, or maybe they're replying in 3 to 4 words, yes, you have to do more to get them to reply. But don't be pushy, be grounded, be present. Your agenda is to try to see if and how you can help them. And if you get to that point where you can make that judgment and you're confident that you can help them, then pitch them a call. Your agenda is not to book a call with them at all costs. This will disgust and repel your prospects. And if you get lucky and book a call every once in a blue moon, you're not going to go into that call with the right proper frame to be able to close. Last 2 things here in terms of high EQ and social awareness that you must display to your prospects to book calls is you got to mirror their energy and take it up a little small notch. If someone's at a 3 out of 10 in terms of energy, don't be at a 9 out of 10. For example, someone's giving you 1-word answers. They don't really care. They're low energy. They say, yep. And let's say you were talking about Instantly and you ask them, hey, do you use Instantly, which is this cold email software? What you don't want to do is, wow, that's amazing. Instantly is the best software ever, with a bunch of exclamation points and a smiley face. No, you're giving them 9 out of 10 energy when they're at 3 out of 10. You want to go to where they're at and take it up a small notch. So instead of doing that, say, yeah, that makes sense. 100%. Have you tried Smart Lead? It's crazy how fast, and then finish the message from there. And the same thing, if someone's at a 9 out of 10, you don't want to be at a 3 out of 10. Match someone's energy, take it up a small notch. You're going to build so much more trust with your prospects and book so many calls. This is literally the formula that's booking our clients 40 plus calls a month on LinkedIn in a whole bunch of niches. So be serious about applying this. Don't just watch the video and go back to what you were doing before. Next thing here to have high EQ and social awareness. You want to let go of negative thoughts and energies. Man, this is so key. If you're DMing from a shameful, guilty, angry, prideful place, you're not going to book calls. If you're DMing from a loving, joyful, accepting, willing, courageous place, you're going to book calls. And it's all about the thoughts that you have, which translate into your prevailing mood or state or emotion. Those are interchangeable terms. And that's the foundation for everything. So no matter how many frameworks or tactics that you learn from my videos, from my Facebook group, from working with me one-on-one inside of my coaching program, LinkedIn League, it does not matter if you're not coming from the right foundation. The fourth thing you need to do to book 40 plus calls a month on LinkedIn, or really to book any calls on LinkedIn, is to show genuine care for your prospects. If you don't learn anything else from this video, learn this right here. It's super, super key throughout your whole marketing and sales process. Just like what we spoke about before, mirroring, reflecting, and also conveying spontaneity shows the prospect that you genuinely care about them. Saying things like, that's interesting, or gotcha. Well, why would you do XYZ? Or, okay, I think that makes sense. I'm trying to think of XYZ. And the last one here, by the way, just thought of someone to introduce you to. Okay, so show the prospect that you genuinely care about them without being attached to the sale. You care about them as people. You don't care just about their money. Think about it. If a prospect thinks that, hey, all they're trying to do is just take my money, are they going to want to give you their money? No. Compared to if the prospect truly believes that this person cares about me, they care about my business, they're going to do what's best for me. Think of how much trust that builds. It's really night and day. The next thing you want to do to show the prospect genuine care, and we kind of went over this here and there, and literally just now, is to foreshadow and add value that is not related to the sale. Send them sales assets like PDFs and free training videos and notes and codes for software. Foreshadow an intro that's both highly relevant and highly valuable to them, and make sure that they know that. Give them actual tangible advice that positions yourself as an authority and that they can take, apply to their business, and make or save money with. And also provide pain points, but make sure to mirror, reflect, and resonate before getting into the pain points if the conversation requires it. So the key is in DM conversations is not to have this agenda where you're quickly trying to book a call. No, move the conversation forward through prying pain points, but also if a prospect says something, don't be a robot and get straight back into your agenda. No, mirror, reflect, and resonate on what they say, then get into what you were going to say. This shows a prospect that you care and builds so much trust with them. And the last thing the prospect needs to see from you to book a call and how you're going to book over 40 calls a month on LinkedIn, just like we do for our clients, is to be non-needy, outcome independent, high status, and not desperate. You must enforce your boundaries. This is super key. So you want to use your own calendar. If a prospect sends you their call booking page or their calendar to book a call, don't do it. Only use your calendar. Lay down the proper frame and show them that, hey, I'm going to enforce my boundaries here. And if you're not willing to play by my rules and we don't book a call, that is perfectly okay. And I still wish you the best. Next, don't take calls within 30 minutes. In general, I just have prospects book a call through my calendar or through our client's calendar. And there's at least a 4-hour buffer there. So if it's 1 p.m. today, they're not going to be able to book a call until at least 5 p.m. today. Okay, so you have to enforce your boundaries in the DMs throughout the sales process, throughout the client management process as well. Otherwise, your prospects and clients will disrespect you, they'll take advantage of you, and they'll not want to work with you in the first place because you're someone that's easily pushed around and you garner no respect. You must enforce your boundaries, but do it with love and understanding and positivity. Don't enforce them with any kind of negative energy. So for example, if a client calls me at 3 a.m., I might be like, hey, John, listen, I appreciate you calling, but I'm asleep at 3 a.m. So please don't call us. Our team is online and working Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. Feel free to message us outside those times, but moving forward, I would really appreciate it if you didn't call my phone. Next, you want to convey your time as scarce. Successful people are busy, and people that suck at what they do have a bunch of time on their hands. For example, I like saying things like, I should have some availability early to mid next week. Feel free to pick a time when I'm pitching a call. Or, I don't have any time this week. I'm swamped with client work, but I should have some time open up maybe Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon. Make your time seem scarce. This is something so small, but it is super important and it does pay off. Next, whenever a prospect sees you, you want to make sure that you're presenting yourself in the best light possible. You can go to nice restaurants. You can go to nice travel destinations. Be with your significant other and your family. There's no need to flex here. Oh, I just got a Rolex. I'm in my Lambo. Hey. hey. There's no need to do all that. That's insecurity. You want to be authentic, but also take note of how you're presenting yourself. Wearing a nice chain, some nice pants, being in a nice background, somewhere with a cool view that's edited well, that's in good lighting, just with a nice camera. Like my camera's very nice. Take heed of where you're at and whenever a prospect sees you. If you're posting pictures of yourself on LinkedIn, if you're taking sales calls with prospects, don't take a sales call with wired headphones and a bunch of dirty dishes in the background on your phone. Make sure that whenever a prospect sees you in the flesh, you look good, you're well trimmed, you're smiling, you're with beautiful people, you're in shape, you're wearing nice clothing, you're not trying to flex, you're being you, but also you are mindful of how you are presenting yourself. Go to my LinkedIn and you can see how I present myself. And I want my prospects to get a good look of who I am as a high status, highly competent person. And the next thing here you want to do to be non-needy, outcome independent, high status, and not desperate is to demonstrate emotional anti-fragility. AKA whatever a prospect does, don't get into a negative place and act out from that negative place. A prospect does something, they ghost you, or they're mean to you, or they're disrespectful to you in the DMs. You unconsciously perceive it as a negative event, and then you go out and you project that back onto your prospect. You're fearful, you're angry, you're full of shame, you're full of guilt. That's not conducive to any kind of business success on LinkedIn, on any platform, booking calls, closing clients, serving clients. The next step is for you to become conscious. After that, you reframe. It probably just wasn't a good fit, or I'm so grateful that they didn't reply. They are testing my patience and causing me to grow. I'm actually grateful. Change your thoughts from negative to positive, then go out and DM your prospects. Never, ever, ever DM a prospect from a negative state. Best thing in that situation that can happen is that they don't reply to you and they don't work with you. But the worst thing that can happen is they take a screenshot of your DM, they post it on LinkedIn or Twitter, Facebook. It gets 2,000 likes and 500 comments, and now everyone thinks you are an asshole. Nothing good comes from DMing your prospects in a negative emotional state. If you want to learn more about this, I would highly recommend you read the book, The Art of Letting Go by Dr. David Hawkins. Incredible book about conquering your mind, controlling your emotional state. Quick recap of reverse engineering how you want to convey yourself to your prospects on LinkedIn in order to book 40 plus sales calls every single month, just like we do for our clients. You want to be highly relevant to their situation, highly competent and high IQ, high EQ and social awareness. You want to show genuine care and be non-needy, outcome independent, high status, and not desperate. Cool. So if you got to the end of this video, that's impressive, but this is so valuable. So good on you that you went and did that. You actually genuinely care about your success. And if that's the case and you want to fast track your success and sign 5 to 10 plus high ticket clients in the next 90 days on LinkedIn, I'm going to put a link in the description. Click that link, book a call with me, and we'll see how I can help you out. All right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Much love.